I'm a competitor, you hate that. But again, if I let that affect me, Chip, then that's not the be all and end all. It's not the goal I'm trying to achieve. I want to get the most out of this team we can. So again, I've got to do everything to do that, put my willpower and energy into that. Because if you waste energy worrying about the other stuff, you're wasting time. I mean, it's really wasted energy.
DeAndre Baker is out there running around a little bit. How has he been full go, and what do you guys anticipate for Saturday?
Well, what did you think? I mean, you watched him, right?
Yeah, he looked a little. I mean, he's out there moving around, but he looks like he's still favored.
He's
a
full
little bit.
go. It's in like he can go as full as he can, but I wouldn't say that he's 100%. No, we're hoping he continues to improve, and we've GPS monitored him so we don't run him down. You know, because he went from not doing anything to just jumping back in there. But I would not say that he was 100%. But I do think that he's going to be able to play.
What makes Tabor, Wilson, and May so tough?
They're good. I mean, they got long arms. They got great physicality. They're unbelievably confident. I mean, those guys don't think that anybody can beat them. Now, whether they can or not is yet to be determined. And they got a short memory. You know, you think about the plays that some of them have given up. They don't think about that. You know, they sat there and played with Hargraves for however many years, and it's a moxie, the confidence that they've got. But they've got some good traits too. When you start talking about 6'1", really long arms, and good feet, they're good players. You know, they played good for a while. So.
Do you think Tate Crowder will be helping you guys in inside linebacker, and do you think any of those three guys that played in these spots in practice will travel to this game?
I'm not sure on the travel part. We hadn't made that final yet, so they may or may not. But when you say will Tate help us at inside linebacker, are you talking about this week, or are you talking about in the future?
Well, I guess he's kind of just a depth guy at this point, right?
Right. I mean, he's not a starter. I mean,
Yeah.
he can't just walk over there and learn all the stuff we do. So
Right.
he has been a pleasant surprise, I would say, with the physicality part and work ethic. And I think he's got a shot, but not like this game or anything.
Right.
I don't think that's the case. But I mean, for a 230-pound, 6'2" guy, I mean, shoot, he's a pretty good athlete.
You got to see him, I mean, LSU on a yearly basis when you were at Alabama, but does Florida just really seem like that program that just another year, somebody else is pretty good out of that position group?
As far as what position?
Defensive backs.
Defensive backs. Yeah, they kind of just do it over and over. I mean, they recruit good players. I mean, those players, I don't know, maybe they don't know if Muschamp signed those guys or they got there when Jim got there. But, you know, those were really good players that we all recruited. I mean, we all recruited May. We all recruited Wilson. We all recruited Tabor. And they're all there. So they're pretty sporty.
How's Isaiah McKenzie handled other teams doing more game plan for him now as opposed to early in the season?
I don't think he can do a lot about that, you know. I mean, I think he's got to focus on what he's got to do well, and we've got to find ways to get him the ball. I think you're always trying to be creative offensively to get him the ball a different way, so maybe they're not expecting it, you know. But I do think people are aware of him now, but there's a lot of other skill sets he has that we got to get the most out of, like the punt returning and things like that.
Yeah, kind of. Your record is what it is in terms of relative to playing for the championship and all that. Is there something to be said for being desperate? And can you take a few more chances, play a little differently, nothing to lose when you're in the situation that you are going into this game in particular?
I certainly think you can do that. I mean, I'm not looking at it like we're desperate or anything like that. I think that, you know, hey, maybe they play uptight. You know, they're the ones who that they lose. Tennessee gets them. You know, I mean, it's one of those deals. But we're really not focused on that as much as we are trying to play our best game. And I think that if we play our best game, then we've got every opportunity to win this game. And that's the sole purpose of every meeting and every practice is to play our best game.
Florida's offensive line has allowed the 12th fewest sacks in college football. What do those 300-pound linemen do so well to throw off a defensive line?
They get in the way. I mean, they get in between you and the quarterback, and they really do a good job. I mean, they've improved because you look at what they did last year, and they got so much negativity about the sacks and the pressures that they got a quarterback in there now who's making decisions. He understands the protection. He knows where to throw the ball. So it is the offensive line, and I want to give them credit, but a lot of that has to do with that quarterback because the quarterback is dictating where the ball's going, and he's not holding the ball.
Where's Florida's running game in your mind right now from what you've seen on film?
Vastly improved over last year and improving this year, meaning they've gotten more backs, and they've got backs playing a lot better. You know, they've got like 4 or 5 backs that are starting to play. They used to have to stick all kinds of people in the backfield. They don't do that now. They give it to their backs, and they just lean on you. I mean, they're so big and so massive up front. They literally just lean on you enough, and they get movement, and they've been able to run the ball successfully.
2 more questions.
As far as affecting the quarterback, do you feel like your defense has made improvements in that area?
Yeah, but I'll feel a lot better if they're able to affect this group with the protection they got than over the last 2. So, you know, we'll find out. It'll certainly be more of a challenge, because I think when you face a protection-oriented team, you got to be careful, because if that's your be-all and end-all, and that's all they think about, you're going to expose some guys, you know, outside. So you got to be sure that's what you want to do when you start trying to affect it.
Players yesterday talked about how this game obviously gets real chippy sometimes. Is that something you speak to them about, not to let their emotion get too?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen some of the most foolish penalties come up in this game. When I played, I watched it on TV, I coached in it. You can't let your pride get the best of you. And the team that does the best job of managing that usually gets an advantage. Because you get a 15-yarder here, 15-yarder there, it makes a huge difference. And we're preaching that to our guys. We're talking about it at practice. Because like today, they get chippy out there and you get a stupid penalty, it costs you in the game.